The Rabbit and the Carrot. There was once a rabbit, running wild and free. He loved to skip and jump, as happy as can be. He lived in the meadows, having fun with friends. They raced and they chased, and played pretend. But one night, as the rabbit and friends slept, he had a dream so spectacular he could have wept. He dreamed of a carrot so big and amazing, it would last forever, even after years of grazing. This carrot, he thought, is so big it must be real. Why else would he be taunted with such a delicious meal? He told his friends, but they wouldn't listen. They said, "Not all is gold, that which can glisten." So the rabbit set out to find his treasure. He'll prove his friends wrong by great length and measure. The rabbit sought far and wide for the carrot of his dreams. He searched the mountains and valleys and rivers and streams. His friends wanted him to play, they wanted him to have fun. "You don't need a big carrot," they said. "We have enough for everyone." But he would not stop his search, despite the pleads. He searched the marshes, the banks, and even the reeds. He looked in the heavens, he looked in the dirt. He even began to dig, disturbing the earth. "It has to be somewhere, it has to be," he thought. He would be laughed at if it was all for naught. The rabbit knew what to do, though it frightened him so. The deepest, darkest woods was where he had to go. He steeled up his nerves, ready for a fight. It would all be worth it after the first tasty bite. "No, don't go in there," his friends exclaimed. "Rabbits who go in have been harmed and maimed." "Don't stop me," said the rabbit. "You had your chance." And he left his friends for the woods without a second glance. The rabbit, lost, alone and scared, wandered miles from anyone who cared. He wished to turn back, he wanted to run away, but at the same time he had reason to stay. He boasted of a carrot as juicy as fruit, as big as a rock. If he failed to retrieve it, his friends will forever mock. "What a fool," they'll cry, "for believing his dream. A hapless, worthless idiot," they'll call and scream. No, the rabbit cannot let this come to be. He'll win, he must, and soon they'll see. They'll know they were wrong to doubt and laugh, and he'll eat every delicious bite without sharing even half. But just when all was lost, the rabbit saw a glowing light. It was the carrot of his dreams, as clear as ever and just as bright. It was so close, so near, he had to keep going. He knew it was a sign, whatever was glowing. So he took a deep breath and strengthened his nerve. From this calling, this challenge, he wouldn't swerve. With bravery and resolve, he ran on ahead, ignoring his fears, his worries, and his dread. The poor little rabbit became lost and confused, for the glow was soon gone, having diffused. But how can that be? It was just over yonder. Now, with a break, the rabbit sat to have a ponder. Could he have been wrong and made a mistake? Could the carrot he imagined have been a fake? Away from his friends and the stress, he thought of what got him into this mess. Even if there was a giant carrot, it might not be nice. It could be rotten and mouldy and infested with lice. It could be too big to carry, too hard to eat, too bitter, too sour, too salty, too sweet. He could turn around, and it wouldn't have been a waste. He had adventured and braved the dark without haste. Yes, he'll tell his friends of all he's seen, of the darkest depths he's travelled and been. They may laugh, but they'll be impressed They may even sigh, relief from distress. But from the dark, upon the rabbit 3 wolves descend. Their jaws were too big from which to defend. "Please," said the rabbit, "don't eat me alive. I'm just a small rabbit, I'm barely 5. "Tell us," said the wolves, "what brings you here? You silly rabbits only gambol in the meadow clear." "I've come for a big carrot I saw in a vision, to follow my gut and trust my decision. You better let me go, you better let me past. You can't catch rabbits, whoop very fast." The wolves were humble, they told the rabbit to stay. "What you've been after is close by, along this way. We've seen the carrot too, you're nearly there. If you'd like, we can escort you under our care. You can trust us, it's as you've said. You can outrun us if we even try to kill you dead." The rabbit was unsure, but still he went, knowing this might be another mistake he'll resent. But he came this far, why not go further still, as a reward for his resolve and will? With the wolves he entered the darkest part of this wood's abyss, its overgrown heart. The rabbit followed the wolves deeper into the dark, passing rotten oak trees with scaly, decaying bark. "Faster, faster, faster," the wolves called. The rabbit obeyed, for fear he'd be mauled. And in his rush, in his haste, his senses took a toll, for soon he found himself falling into a deep muddy hole. The wolves above him cackled. What a fool this rabbit must be, to follow us with promises of what he wanted to see. Rabbits are faster than wolves, even faster than a hare, so we must be cunning, using traps to ensnare. Get comfy, little one, for you will be our meal, once you are starved and weak, unable to feel. The wolves left the rabbit to wallow in the dirt. He was surrounded by rocks, he couldn't burrow into the earth. "Oh, what a fool I was, I am and been," the rabbit cried, "to believe those who so obviously lied. All for a carrot, so tasty I wished it was true, so focused I was on that carrot I wished to pursue." And now the rabbit was trapped, damning his own soul, to be left cold and forgotten, trapped in a rabbit hole.